Hey guys, it's Angela here again at the chicken coop, and I'm still working on my greenhouse, but I'm going to repot this plant that I showed y'all that was so root bound. This was a plant, actually I don't even want to tell you how I got this plant. But let's just say I borrowed a cutting from a place that I work at, okay? But anyways, I took a cutting of it, and it was just a little bitty stalk, and it's grown into this. This is a ZZ plant, and I also have a piece of my Christmas cactus that broke off, and I guess I just stuck it in there. But this is in desperate need of being repotted. As you can see, the roots are growing out to the bottom of the plant. I may not be able to save these roots here. I may have to cut them off, but I'm going to try to cut this pot off, cut it so that I can get it off without damaging these roots. But that may be an impossible feat here. So I'm just cutting. Let's see how it goes here. Oh, this is really root bound. Oh, look at there. I pretty much got it out. Okay. But see how these roots are encircling? That's when you know you've really gone past the point here, folks. So it may behoove me to try to get these encircled roots teased out a little bit. And it may just be good to cut them off. They are so in desperate need of some care here. Yeah, that just came off. Yeah, I don't even know how this plant. These plants like to be kind of root bound anyways, but not quite this root bound, I don't think. I'm going to try to get that Christmas cactus out of there, tease it out. And I actually, okay, not too bad. Okay, I'm going to cut some of these roots off and repot this plant. Okay, not too bad. This took a long time. The ZZ plants are very slow growers, and I had a cutting, but I also saved all my leaves and rooted out leaves. Now the leaves took an incredibly long time because there's actually a bulb. This comes from a big bulb, if you can see the bulb right there. See, this is a big bulb. And the leaves actually had to kind of root out a little bit, and then they had to form that bulb before they really would make a plant. So it took an incredibly long time, but it can be done to make root a ZZ plant from a leaf. A lot of people do not do that way. They just take a cutting and do it, and it is much easier to take a cutting, but I did it from a leaf. I'm coming out here and getting something. All right, this is actually a feed scoop. I have a big tub down here that has my potting soil, and I usually amend it with some perlite or vermiculite. Last year, when at the end of the season, I got vermiculite. It was normally $1. It was on sale. It was normally $5.99, and it was marked down to $1.99, and then it was even marked down further, and I got this for 25 cents a bag. I bought every bag they have, and I only have like 3 bags left. And it also, I bought all the perlite they had. So that saved me a lot of money, because at $5.99 a bag, and I got them for $1/4 a bag, and I still have bags of this. That's a pretty good little deal. So that's one of those tips, to go to Walmart or go to your local nursery and get at the end of the season and try to get their closeouts, okay? So I'm just filling this up with my potting soil. I also, before I stuck this in here, I put in some Osmocote. Osmocote is not organic, but this is for just my plants. So it's not going to hurt for it to not be organic. But I put some of that in the bottom of it. It's a slow release fertilizer, and that will help this plant a lot. This plant does not likes just kind of a medium light. It can actually medium to low light, and then it does not like to be waterlogged. So I'm probably going to water it really good, but it's got a really good drainage hole in the bottom of this clay pot. This is another thing I did. My husband went to the estate sale and bought all the clay pots that they had, and they ended up, oh, there's a bunch of them, but maybe like 15 or so, and I think he got it less. He got it for like $15, so he actually paid like $1 a clay pot. And these are old clay pots, and they are so heavy and so much better than the new clay pots. Clay pots now are just so thin, but this thing is really, oh, it's really heavy, but I like it. So I think this will do really good in here. It's already got like a new shoot coming on right here. Let me move my Osmocote. It's got a new shoot coming on right here, so that's good. And then maybe getting into this new soil with some fertilizer, this thing's gonna really come on out and do well. So I'm gonna water this here. My greenhouse is still kind of a wreck, but I wanted to do something fun. Cleaning isn't always fun. Planting and getting in the dirt's what's fun. So I'm gonna water this really good, let this soak. Let this soak in. It's probably gonna drain out, but that's okay. And then I'll take it into my house for the winter. I probably won't leave this. This is a house plant, so I don't usually take them out here for the winter. I just kind of move them around in my house. When the worst part of it is when I decorate for Christmas, because I have a lot of Christmas decorations, and so my house plants kind of get pushed to the wayside. But I have a spare bedroom that gets some good morning light, so I may have to move them into there this year. So I just wanted to show y'all, and I'm going to repot this little Christmas cactus up. I don't know what pot I'm going to go in with it yet, but I'll repot this up and get this going. This dirt was so hard and so used up, it really did need to be repotted and get some good soil in here for these plants. I'm going to cut those roots off as well. And let me find a pot and I'll get this repotted here. Alright, so I'm back planting this Christmas cactus, and I've just put a little bit, like filled up this clay pot 3/4 of the way with potting soil, and then I'm going to put some of my Osmocote in here. Just going to shake some of that down off in here. Y'all, if you want somebody that's got a very good green thumb, go to Maria's Garden, and she believes in Osmocote. She is hilarious. I love watching her. She is in Florida, and she has a business, but she likes to help people with their plants. She primarily grows desert roses and succulents, but she's got a lot of knowledge. Anytime she has a plant that a friend brings her a plant to help, or a plant that she has at home, her personal plants, that she's doing something with her personal plants, she does film that, so you get a lot of good knowledge from her from that. But repotting this is going to really help this plant. A little piece broke off, but if you'll notice, let's see if it'll come into focus here. See how it already has little roots right there? You just pop that in this plant right here. Just stick it about 3/4 down for that leaf node, and that will root and make another plant. Easy peasy. So I am trying to press this down, get it some good contact with the soil. Put a little bit more potting soil in here. Plants are a lot more resilient than people think, and they will survive with very little. This plant has been getting a lot of sun. It's been inside with that other plant, so it's good and green. A lot of photosynthesis going on. I'll show you another plant that's been inside my greenhouse, kind of pushed back to the corner, and it's not looking so good, but it will bounce back when it gets some sun. So I'm going to move it today. I'm going to let this sit and kind of drain here. Soak up that water. Here's another, this Christmas cactus. I had potted it up not too long ago. It's not looking too good. But see how much paler the leaves are for this, but it is putting on new leaves. Look, that's got a new leaf on it coming out. So it's doing better than what you think. This is the time of year, folks, to really to cut back your Christmas cactuses. If you wanted to cut them back and propagate them, some of these are a little long. I could actually cut them back. It's good to leave about 2 leaf nodes and cut back to 2, and then they'll branch out when you cut it back to 2. This one's not too bad, so I'm gonna leave that. I have a big Christmas cactus over there. I'll try to bring out and show y'all what I'm talking about when we have to cut that back. Let me go on and finish up. Alright, hey guys, it's Angela again. I have a huge snake plant that I got off of a yard sale site that over the years I have propagated a lot of plants off of it, and these were some that I needed. I had in a bucket, but I needed to get them planted up, so I'm going to try to get these potted up a little bit. I'm going to cut some of these long roots off. These are so easy to root. And see how they do here. So these are the plants. I'm going to just put them in here really tight. Bring this over here to my bucket. I actually might put a little bit more soil in here before I put these in here. Yeah, that'll be better. I'm going to put some of my Osmocote in here. When you see Maria, how she plants it up, oh my gosh, she puts handfuls of that stuff in here. She loves her Osmocote. But this is how she plants everything up. She just sticks it all right there in the middle, and then she fills in around it. And then she has gorgeous, beautiful, full plants. Let me get my feed scoop that's handy if you're trying to plant something up. So you can just get these at your local hardware section or feed store. That's what I guess what I'm trying to say. Now, a snake plant also likes to be root bound, and it's going to when it reaches that, the roots reach that outer edge is when it's going to put up more leaves. When those roots and everything reach this outer containers. When it bumps this outer container, that's when it's going to shoot up more leaves. So if you plant it in a really big pot, even though you want it to grow a little bit, it won't be full because it's going to grow out to the edge and then put up a shoot. So the best thing to do is plant it in a kind of a tall, narrow plant with just a couple more inches around that plant so that it doesn't have to go very far before it puts up another shoot. That's just how snake plants work. Because if you plant it in a real big pot, it will grow and it'll do well. But when it'll just grow those roots all the way out to the edge and then shoot up a shoot. And so you'll have this in the middle, you'll have a gap of soil, and then you'll have shoots on the outer edges. So it's best to not plant it in too big of a pot than what it already was in. And I cut those roots off. Now, if you wanted to, I have plenty of this stuff so I don't have to do that, but if you wanted to, you could plant those roots and it would send up a shoot off. If you wanted to, you could cut this leaf off. This is an old leaf, but you could cut that off, stick that down in there, and it will grow start growing more plants. It's a real easy plant to grow. Some people call this snake plant. Some people call this mother-in-law's tongue. I think the proper name for it is sansevieria. So just a little tip on growing and repotting a snake plant. And happy gardening and happy house plants. I'm probably going to take this up to my church. I'm probably going to put some gravel in the top of it so it'll look pretty, and then take it up to my church and see how it does up there in some of the rooms. It doesn't have to take a lot of light, so it's a good plant to have indoors with low light. That's why a lot of people like it, is because it doesn't have to take much. It doesn't take much light for it to grow. I'm probably going to stick this little leaf down in there. That'll root out. And I may cut this big old leaf off a little bit more. It's just not that pretty. Okay. So that's my snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue, sansevieria. And I'm going to put some gravel in the top of that to dress that up, and then I'm probably going to take it to my church. Thanks for watching The Chicken Coop. Glad y'all came. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.